Let's bring in Nebraska Republican Congressman Don Bacon. He joins us now. Congressman, good to see you. As I understand, please correct me if I'm wrong. The FBI notified you on Monday that you had been hacked. And had you suspected that prior to their notification, or did it catch you by surprise?
It caught me by surprise, even though there was one clue. Around June 16th, I got an email from Microsoft recommending that I change my password. I thought that was a little unique because it hasn't happened before like that, but I did change my password. But in hindsight, that was obviously, they were onto something and I just didn't know about it. But yes, I didn't realize I was hacked until Monday when FBI contacted me, which is always also very interesting.
A surprise.
When the FBI says, I want to talk to you.
Yeah, so nothing had been, for lack of a better word, wonky, with your email accounts. They just reached out to you and said you've been hacked.
That's correct. They called me Monday, and it was the FBI cyber team to affirm that I was hacked. And thus far, the only congressman that we know that was hacked was me. Though now we know also the State Department, also the Commerce Department had individuals there too.
And we just heard Emily Finn's report there. You've been a big proponent of getting help to Taiwan, pledging to work overtime to get all the billions of dollars in U.S. weaponry it's ordered. Do you think that that is what did it for you? Is that what made you a target, sir?
I'm a vocal adversary of the Communist Party of China. I think we should be doing more for Taiwan to deter. I believe in Taiwan's independence to protect their democracy. Also, I don't think our government's doing enough to talk about the Uyghur genocide that the Chinese government's perpetrating. Forced sterilizations of Uyghur women, 1 million people in slave labor. And then you turn to Tibet, it's a police state now, where there's cameras on every corner, and the Tibetans are really just being persecuted for being different than the Chinese. And so I've been vocal about this, and I think our government should be doing more.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's probably why you've had a target on your back when it comes to this specific hacking incident. Are you able to share how extensive this hack was? What kind of information these spies were able to access? I know you said in that report they probably were trying to get something embarrassing on you. Is there anything embarrassing or sensitive that would pose a threat to you or a national security risk to us?
Not for me. I mean, I just assume that my emails are being monitored all the time. I was a one-star general in the Air Force involved in intelligence work. And I was a commander in Germany. I was working with General Petraeus in Iraq. I was a one-star general at Offutt, managing intelligence operations worldwide with our airborne collectors. And so I just assume that my phone and my emails are vulnerable anyway. So I'm very careful with what I say. And of course, my lifestyle is very conservative. I've been married 40 years, so nothing there. But I do believe the Chinese were trying to see if they could find anything embarrassing with the goal of undermining me. I'm in a very purple seat. And if they could find something embarrassing and leak it out, I'm an adversary. I do not support what the Communist government of China is doing. So I just think if they could find something embarrassing, they would have leaked it out or found a source to put it out to undermine me.
And I hadn't thought of that before, that you and other lawmakers probably all operate under the assumption that your emails and correspondence are being monitored at all times. Last question for you, sir. Should the United States start considering hacks like this acts of cyber warfare, and how should the White House respond?
Well, I think we should have retribution in the cyber realm, not necessarily with combat or kinetic warfare is a term we use, but there should be retribution. But I think also we just got to be honest. The Chinese communists and the Russians are doing this all over, and I don't think most Americans realize how prevalent this is. So more than anything, we should be putting a spotlight on the Chinese government and the Russian government for what they're doing and let the American people know. But even more so, we should double down on talking about the Uyghurs, the Tibetans, and do more to support Taiwan, because that's what the Chinese are most worried about.
Yeah. Congressman Don Bacon, please keep us posted if anything new comes from your hacking, and we're going to stay on top of the story. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.